Hey guys, what's going on? Chad back with you here. And before we get to the filter video, I just want to say I hear you and I sincerely apologize for some of the quality and editing issues of the videos I've been throwing up here the past couple days, just trying to get the stuff out. I'm trying to work with what camera gear I got. The biggest downside is I could like showing the DJI Go app or Lychee footage on the screen, but since I'm an iOS user, I can't record the screen, so I'm trying to hold the iPhone in front of a GoPro and do the recording, and it's really awful, and I get it, it is. So gonna work a little bit harder on some of that and bust out some more tripods. I guess right now the only thing I can really think of is to point my iPhone at an iPad to get the best steadiest footage that I can, and use an extension wire to the iPad mini from the MAVIC remote, basically so that way I'm not shaking the screen and everything like that if I want to show you that kind of footage. But anyway, this is the filter video coming up. This video is not going to be about the quality of the filters, but just do these knockoff filters cause any problems when you're flying the Mavic. So let's cut to the chase here and talk about these knockoff filters or Polar Pro filters that you can get for the Mavic. They fit, they don't fall off, but if you're looking for a filter that won't cause gimbal issues, these knockoff filters, maybe the Polar Pros, aren't going to cut it. Now, if you're doing slow, smooth, cinematic shots, I don't think you're going to have a problem. But the video that I'm going to show you, I was flying in super high winds out here. In sport mode, there was it was rubbing and hitting a lot. I had to tilt the gimbal down a little bit to get to stop it from shaking. When you point it down all the way and you're descending, the wind is blowing, sometimes even without the filters my gimbal will freak out. Totally freaks out with these. So basically, if you're doing any hard maneuvers or sport flying, you're probably going to get some catching and everything, because the tolerance is really small. In fact, even with the Polar Pro Cinema series that's coming out, I just don't know how that's even going to work, because I don't think they're going to clear. I've seen them put them on and off and not have any problems as far as the calibration goes. But man, I don't know how these tolerances are going to work. You're still going to get some. It's still going to get hit. There's just no room in the gimbal. It's an underpowered gimbal. It's not like the Phantom 3 Pro and stuff like that, where you just take the lens cap off, put on the filters, and they'll handle the weight, and you won't have any issues. But if you fly slow and you're looking for cinematic ND filters to get your shutter speeds down, it's going to work. This is a circular polarized. I just bought basically the cheapest filter I could find, because at the time there wasn't an ND that was in that 32 to 64 range that I usually used with my Phantom 3 Pro mostly. So I'm just going to show you the footage here, and you can take a look at it, and I'll talk over it a little bit and show you what I was doing. But like I said, it was super windy. I started off in regular mode, sports mode, and anyway, let's get to the actual filter videos and show you what that all looks like. See ya. Okay guys, Chad back here with you on the Chad RC Models and More channel. And today we're going to take a look at filters for the Mavic. What I have here is this knockoff circular polarized filter from Carolina Drones, and I picked up a circular polarized here just because I've had it for a while and I've been waiting on the Polar Pros to come out. And as we all know, it looks like the Polar Pros kind of are giving everybody some issues, and I wanted to see how this works, how these filters work with the Mavic. It looks like some of the same issues are in place. So basically, if we take the filter and we press fit it onto the gimbal, which these gimbals are so tiny, it fits on there pretty good. Not worried about it falling off because it's a cheaper filter, but if it was an expensive Polar Pro, I probably would be. Connected DJI Go 4, and a power on the Mavic. And if you watch the gimbal, you can see that it's making contact all over the place with the filter. It does come back straight, but if you look, the filter is keeping the gimbal in a downward position. And when I try to use the scroll wheel, I'm getting nothing. So, and then there you can see that it's flipping out even more. So, I'm gonna turn the Mavic off here, and I'm gonna try the Polar Pro recommended method, which is to power up the Mavic, let the gimbal do its thing. Alright, and there we are, straight and level. Now, carefully, we're going to grab the gimbal and the filter and put it on. And we can see that it is pointing straight. So I guess the thing to do now is see what kind of footage we actually get out of this. Alright, so here we are with the filter press fitted on the ground, turned on the correct way, just basically panning it up and down, seeing if the motors can handle it, which no problem. Gonna fire the Mavic up here and take off. Now, the conditions were, it's the coldest day of the year. I actually got a battery warning and a couple high wind warnings. It's about 10 degrees out, and the winds were pretty gnarly. So the video here pretty much confirms what I was saying, that if you go with just maybe some nice, smooth, cinematic shots with these cheaper filters, I don't think you're going to have any problems, because the gimbal's just not going to move a lot. You know, you can see this is just regular mode here, me going back and forth, and you know, besides the wind and everything, the footage looks okay. There is a couple hops here and there. I point the gimbal straight down where there's a lot of wind, and there's a lot of problems. So straight down is not good, which I get problems when I'm pointed straight down anyway. Doing some fast spins, no problem. I mean, you can see the footage looks fine, It doesn't create any jello or anything. It's just the size of the filter making contact with the gimbal, and its size. It's just the big issue. So literally. So here, getting more altitude, gonna flip over to sport mode, and this is when things get really bad. So you'll never be able to use these things in sport mode, that's for sure. You can see that with it flying with the wind, totally shaking, making contact, not good. It was better when I flew with it down, 15, 20 degrees. I didn't even try to point it up because I know that was just going to be lots of problems. Banking hard left and banking hard right and forward and backward, it just, the results pretty much speak for themselves. I don't think there's really anything else to be said here. So, buyer beware. Try to get these maybe at a good price, and maybe wait and see what the next Cinema Series line of Polar Pro filters actually, how they end up performing. So that's going to be it. And thanks again, guys, for hanging out. And again, I apologize for the quality on these videos. Hopefully this one's a little bit better for you, and look forward to making more and better content for you in the future. Peace out.